Hi, everybody. Welcome to English Digest. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Jacob.
Hey, it's our travel unit, and we're going to a very popular place among the Taiwanese, and that's Japan.
Yes.
I've been there myself. It's quite beautiful, lovely. I prefer Taiwan, but that's because I like the Taiwanese people a lot. But when you need a vacation or you want to go somewhere new, we often will go to closer countries than, say, Europe or Africa or South America. Those are long flights to get there. But Japan's pretty close.
Japan's only a few hours away, 3 or 4 hours away. And yeah, it's a popular place to go to. I love Japan. I've been a couple of times, and it's different, and there's a lot of interesting things to see and do there.
Well, this time we're going to a particular place called the island of Tashirojima, and it's known as Cat Island. For all of you cat lovers out there, you might want to listen carefully. We're going to be talking about a place you might choose to go and see in the future. Before we get started introducing some of these words and phrases, though, we're going to read through today's lesson.
Sounds good.
Tashirojima, also known as Cat Island, sits just off the east coast of Japan. Here, hundreds of cats roam freely, cared for by around 80 human inhabitants of this delightful island. Tashirojima isn't filled with cats by chance, though. Hundreds of years ago, the residents raised silkworms for textile production. However, they couldn't control the silkworm's natural predator, mice. Cats were obviously the best solution. Later, fishermen on the island believed that cats brought good luck. They gave the beloved creatures fresh food, and even devoted a shrine to a cat that had been killed by falling rocks. In fact, the cat shrine is an ideal stop on a visit around Tashirojima. The tiny memorial is crowded with cat statues, and often with real cats too. Located in the center of the island, the shrine is between the two port towns of Odomari and Nitoda. Tourists can walk between the villages via a series of trails. The most enjoyable activity on Cat Island, of course, is playing with cats. But the best one is spending money. The economy nowadays relies heavily on tourists' generosity. Note, though, that most cafes are open seasonally, and there are no genuine restaurants on the island. Further, only in Nitoda can visitors find Tashirojima's single large shop. Interested tourists can book an overnight stay at various guest houses or at Manga Island, a unique art-inspired camping site. Check out the lucky cats of Tashirojima yourself. And don't forget Cat Island's most crucial rule. Let the cat lead the way.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to our travel article, The Cat-tastic Island of Tashirojima. Okay, so let's jump right in. We have a word here in the title of our article. It's a little bit strange. It's cat-tastic. Now, I tried to look up cat-tastic in the dictionary, and I couldn't find it. So what's up with that?
Well, notice we have quotation marks around it. When you see quotation marks around a word, sometimes it means someone's made up that word, or it's a special phrase, or the way they say it, it's being used in a different way than you normally would expect.
Right.
Well, of course, you can kind of see that this is similar to the word fantastic, right?
Yes, fantastic.
Yeah.
So the ending of fantastic is tastic. And fantastic, if something is fantastic, it means it's great, it's wonderful, it's awesome. And so what they do is they take the beginning, they take off the fan and they replace it with cat. So cat-tastic, it's a made-up word, but we can kind of think that it would have something to do with cats and it's great. So you take these two ideas together and you get the word cat-tastic. So Tashirojima, also known as Cat Island, We have the location. It sits just off the east coast of Japan. Okay, so this island is known as Cat Island. Why is that? Well, hundreds of cats roam freely. If you roam, you just kind of move around freely. No one tells you where to go or what to do. Basically, you're your own boss. You can go anywhere you want or do anything that you want. You roam freely. And they are cared for by around 80 human inhabitants of this delightful island. Okay, our vocabulary word is inhabitant, and that basically means someone who lives in a place. So we are inhabitants of Taiwan. You might also be an inhabitant of a building. Let's say, oh, my apartment building has 40 inhabitants. That means there's 40 people that live in my apartment building.
Sometimes you'll hear us use residents. The difference between being a resident and an inhabitant is a word we use with animals too. But a resident is only used with people. So, yeah, there are around 80 human inhabitants of this delightful island. I wanted to mention this word roam, which is a verb, is similar to the verb wander. If you wander around, you're just, walking wherever. You have lots of time. You don't have to hurry and make an appointment or be in a hurry in any way. So they've got lots of cats, they've got humans, and they're all on this delightful island called Tashirojima. Well, it isn't filled with cats by chance, though. It's not an accident that there are cats there. Hundreds of years ago, the residents, see, we're using that word resident.
Yep.
The residents, those are the people, they raised silkworms for textile production. Now, textiles are just types of fabric and material. We use textile to talk a lot about cloth or woven fabric that we use either in clothes or on furniture. Sofas have a lot of different types of textiles, and sometimes curtains in homes will be made out of some sort of woven fabric. I have a good friend, and that was her major, textile production. So if you want to study fabric and how fabric is made, you might want to go into the textile production major at college and in the industry itself. What they were doing, though, is they were actually using silkworms to make this fabric. You guys know about silkworms because they're pretty famous here in Asia, especially. They're a type of commercially bred caterpillar, and what they do is they spin that silk thread that's often used in silk fabric.
Right.
So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, there's a great tradition in China of raising silkworms for beautiful silks that can be made into clothing, or you can use them to make different things. It's very expensive. Silk is very expensive because one silkworm can't make a lot of the raw materials that are needed to then weave into silk. So you need hundreds of thousands of them, and it's a very long process. And of course, the silkworms are alive, and you have to care for them because if they die, then you won't have any silk. So again, here in Japan, we also have an island where they're breeding silkworms. They're raising silkworms to make this silk, this very expensive special textile. Okay, so what is one problem that the silkworms might have? Well, mice will eat the silkworms. Here we say mice are the natural predator of the silkworms. Now, a predator is basically an animal that will hunt and kill another animal. Okay, we have the predator, that's the animal that is doing the hunting or doing the killing, and then we have the prey, P-R-E-Y. That's the animal that unfortunately will get killed or eaten by the predator. So you might have a tiger, let's say, will hunt after, I don't know, what do tigers kill? Like a small rodent, let's say, like a small rat.
Well, I know lions will chase after giraffes or antelope, things like that.
Okay, right. So if you're watching a nature show, you'll have a lion running across and killing a gazelle or a zebra or something. Okay, and so you have the predator, the larger animal, and then the prey, usually the smaller animal. And here we have mice. Mice are predators, and what do? Well, they will kill and they'll eat silkworms. So how do we get rid of these mice?
Sometimes if you listen to the news or watch the news, they'll sometimes call people out there that they're bad and evil. They'll call them predators. So it's just a way to describe somebody who is stalking or hunting somebody. Maybe not to eat, but perhaps to kill or hurt. So yeah, predators are not good people. But if you're an animal, that's how you live. That's how you survive. You hunt after your prey. That's the opposite of predator. The prey is the animal that's being hunted. They have to hunt after them so they can eat to survive. So cats were obviously the best solution to take care of this little predator, the mouse. Now, mice is, of course, the plural form of mouse. And we know that cats like to chase after little mice. So, yeah it was a great solution. So later, fishermen on the island believed that the cats were just actually bringing good luck to them. So, if you think that something's bringing you good luck, you don't want to get rid of it.
Right.
You want to keep it around. So they gave the beloved creatures, we're talking about the cats, fresh food, and even devoted a shrine to a cat that had been killed by falling rocks. Now, if you go to Japan in particular, you'll see a lot of shrines that are being built. They're structures or places that are regarded as being holy, and they build them to worship a particular god. Here they had built a tiny little shrine for a cat because they wanted to honor that cat or pay respects to the cat that had died when some rocks were falling. Probably had a landslide or a rock slide of some sort at that point. And the cat didn't have any luck that day and was hit by those rocks and killed.
But speaking of cats and being lucky, isn't there that famous statue that you can buy in Japan that has the cat with its arm?
The waving cat?
The waving cat back and forth. And that's also popular here in Taiwan. You see it in a lot of shops and a lot of...
It's supposed to bring in your customers into your shop.
Okay, right. So that's another kind of symbol of fortune or symbol of good luck, trying to encourage customers to meow, come into my store, meow, come into my store. So it's kind of cute, I think.
It is cute. So right now we're just about at the break time. We're going to take a quick break, listen to our Chinese teacher, and then we'll be back to talk more about this cat-tastic island.
听众朋友大家好，我是 Anna。不晓得你有没有去过新北瑞芳啊？有一个充满了猫的这个猫村，它在猴硐这个地方。我们今天不是带大家到新北瑞芳，我们今天要带大家到日本哦。日本有一个日本的猫之岛，它其实呢在日文当中就在我们标题叫做 Tashirojima 这个猫岛的地方。那它是在哪里呢？它其实在日本东海岸的附近。好，不过我们这一课呢有设计成为一个克漏字综合测验这样子的题型，所以我们来看一下。当然前面一开始第一段的时候会稍微简介一下，就是猫岛到底在哪里嘛。那当然猫岛上面就是有很多猫啦。好，接着我们来看第三句。第三句呢，这里出现我们的第一题，我们要稍微看一下，因为其实综合测验这个克漏字不是单纯在考文法，尤其是我们在这个新课纲之后，综合测验其实会很着重在上下文你是不是已经理解了，所以在答案的判断上，我们通常会完整的看到下面的一两句，才能够判断这一格到底是要什么样的文意。所以我们会发现选项当中通常会有不一样的字词的意义，或者是片语的意义。像比如说在第三句当中有一些线索，第三句最后面逗点 though 我们知道是 however 的意思。然而这个所谓的猫之岛呢，并不是怎么样充满着猫的。接下来的第四句跟第五句，我们有看到这个关键字叫做 mice， 也就是老鼠。所以老鼠跟猫之间，我们都知道猫就是要去捉老鼠的。言下之意就是第三句的这一格，我们的第一题并不是偶然的，因为自然的关系充满着猫。所以第三句第一格我们会选第一的选项 by chance isn't filled with cats， 并不是因为这个自然而然的关系，偶然的关系充满着猫。好，那我们说啦，原来是因为之前这个岛上是因为养蚕，所以养蚕的话呢就有很多老鼠，那为了要控制老鼠的一个数量呢，所以就开始养猫。所以同样在文意上的一个选择上，我们在第二题也会用 C 的 control 控制。 为了要控制这个老鼠的数量。当然第六句最后一个字的 solution 这个解决方案也暗示着第二格要用 control 这个字。那之后呢，这个猫的一个情况如何呢？当然就是大家都觉得说，哇，这个猫啊真的是把老鼠给控制住了，甚至有时候猫啊如果有意外的话，他们还会建神社哦。在第一段第8句最后一句的地方，我们看到一个限定用法的关系子句，先行词是 a cat， 一只猫。什么样的猫他们建了神社呢？后面的 that 到句尾是限定用法，限定住当时被落石砸死的一只猫，他们居然还建了一个神社 a shrine。
We're going to take a quick break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. We're talking about the cat-tastic island of Tashirojima, which is located in Japan, or off the east coast of Japan. There, they've got hundreds of cats just wandering around freely, and around 80 humans live there on this little delightful island. So it isn't filled with cats by chance. They actually wanted the cats to come and live there because hundreds of years ago, they were actually raising silkworms to produce silk, or that fabric that we call silk, which is so beautiful, and I love it. And they realized that the mice were going after the silkworms and eating them, which made it hard to produce silk. You got to keep those silkworms busy making those beautiful natural silk threads. So they thought, what can we do? Well, cats like to chase mice and eat them. Let's get some more cats in. And that's what they did. And later we find out that the fishermen on the island really believed that the cats brought good luck. So they kept providing fresh food for the cats, and they even devoted a shrine to a cat that had been killed by falling rocks. Those are the things we've learned so far.
Right. Well, let's jump right back in and find out more. So when you visit the island, you should go to the cat shrine. We say it's an ideal stop on a visit. The tiny memorial is crowded with cat statues. Okay, so we have the word shrine here. Memorial is very similar to shrine. A memorial, it's like a shrine. It's a building or it's a place, and it's dedicated to the memory of someone or something. You see the word memorial here. You can kind of see a related word, memory, M-E-M-O-R-Y, contained in this. And you can kind of just remember or think about, reflect on the past, let's say. And so we have a memorial that is dedicated to these cats. The memorial is crowded with cat statues, and often with real cats too. Okay, so yeah, you just go there and it's cat-tastic. There are cats everywhere, real cats, small cat statues, maybe pictures of cats. If you love cats, this is something that you're going to want to check out.
I think you could say you would be in cat heaven if you were going there. Yeah, so kind of fun. Well, it's located in the center of the island. And right now we're talking about the cat shrine. I wanted to mention, when you say something's ideal, it's kind of perfect. Perfect for whatever you're talking about. Maybe you're a business and you need to hire some new employees, and you interview someone who just seems ideal for your company. They're kind of perfect. They fit just right. They have the right personality and skill set. Well, it's an ideal place if you love cats. So it's in the center, or located in the center of the island. It can be located in the center of an island, but if you're talking about it being on the island, then you have to use the preposition on. So you work on a floor in a business office, but you work in that building. Sorry it's confusing, guys, but we do change the preposition sometimes. So just take a few minutes to memorize the difference, and then you won't get into trouble with prepositions that way. So what can you do there? Well, the shrine is between the two port towns of Odomari and Nitoda. So if it's a port town, it's a place that's close to the ocean. So it's close to the ocean where the boats and the ships can dock right there. That's what a port town is described as being. It's just right there on the water's edge.
Right. And so you can imagine if this is a small island, these are, very nice little ports and very picturesque, very beautiful. Tourists can walk between the villages via a series of trails. Okay, so a trail is basically a kind of a small road. You might think of it as like a path, P-A-T-H, a path. And usually on a trail, if we say trail, you don't think of cars and trucks and motorcycles going on the trail. You think more maybe for people that are walking, people that are hiking, let's say, or you might be able to ride your bicycle on a trail or something like that. But yeah, no big cars or trucks or things will be going on this trail probably. The most enjoyable activity on Cat Island, of course, is playing with cats, right? So you go there and you're going to be like, whoa, this is Cat Island. What are we going to do? Well, guess what? You're going to hang out with cats. You're going to play with cats, okay? But the best one is spending money. Okay, so let's find out about how people spend their money on Cat Island.
Oh, well, the economy nowadays relies or, really needs those tourists to come and spend their good-earned, hard-earned money, I should say. The economy just refers to the wealth and resources of a country, a city, a region, how that particular place has money or has things that they can sell and make. So note, though, that most cafes are open seasonally. So only during tourist season are those cafes open. And there are no genuine restaurants on the island where you can go in, sit down, and order food. Genuine here just means real, not fake, something that you would recognize. So they don't have any real or genuine restaurants. Further, only in Nitoda can visitors find Tashirojima's single large shop. So they really only have one big store.
Okay.
A shop or a store. Moving on to the final paragraph, it says, interested tourists can book an overnight stay at various guest houses or at Manga or Manga. You could say it either way. Manga Island is probably how they say it. Overnight just means you're going to actually sleep there. So if you have an overnight stay somewhere, it just means you're going to sleep there for the night. So you can book an overnight stay at various guest houses, and this Manga Island has a unique art-inspired camping site. Oh, that's fun. If something's inspired by something else, Jacob, what does that mean?
It means that it is influenced by that thing. If something inspires you, it kind of gives you a strong feeling that you want to maybe do something. I remember, like if I'm watching the Olympics and I see someone running really fast, that might inspire me to go out and get some exercise and go do running or something like that. Right. So here we have an art-inspired camping site. That means the people that made the camping site, they are probably fans of manga or they're fans of these comics.
Probably.
And so they designed the camping site to look like something from a comic book, let's say.
That sounds fun, especially for families. Or, families with kids.
Sure.
So you want to check out the Lucky Cats of Tashirojima yourself. And don't forget Cat Island's most crucial rule. They have like a slogan or a rule. If it's crucial, it just means it's really critical, vital, essential. Sometimes it can be very decisive in the success or failure of something. So crucial. Here's their crucial rule or their really important rule for you to remember. Let the cat lead the way.
Right.
So I guess you have to follow the cats instead of telling the cats to follow you.
Yeah, it sounds like, well, I don't think a cat usually won't follow you unless maybe you have its favorite food or something like that.
Or a toy they like, yeah.
But other than that, the cat's going to probably do what it wants as a general rule. But I don't know, this sounds like a really great place. If you love cats, I think you'd have a great time visiting this island.
I agree. Okay, guys, one more time with our Chinese teacher, and then we'll be back to say goodbye.
那我们曾经说过啊，段落跟段落之间，如果文意要连贯的话，句子跟句子就会有同样的字词。所以在第一段最后一句，我们看到 a shrine， 就是所谓的神社。所以第二段的第一句，我们也看到神社这个字。那神社如何呢？其实我们如果要去游览田代岛的话，这个神社就是一个很棒的地方。除了有很多猫的雕像之外啊，还有很多的真猫。那它到底在哪里呢？其实它就在田代岛的中心。而且是位在大伯跟仁斗田两个港口城镇的中间。我们来看第二段第三句这个地方，它是一个分词构句哦，因为我们莫名其妙看到 PP 或 ING 开头再加逗点的话，通常句子就是一个所谓的分词构句。那它是一个逗点之后 and 省略的一个分词构句，因为逗点前后都是在描述神社到底是在哪里，所以干脆呢就直接把连接词省略。换句话说，句子本来应该是 The shrine is located， 这个神社就位于岛的中央，逗点 and， 而神社就位于两个港口城市的中间，所以把连接词删掉。那么逗点之前的主词 the shrine 跟 be 动词就直接删除，剩下的是一个 PP located。 好，那当然在这个两个港口城市中间呢，大家就可以在一些小径当中啊步行啊漫游。当然如果在猫岛上的话，最重要的就是要跟猫玩耍啦，看猫啦。可是其实最棒的活动是花钱哦。怎么说呢？我们看一下第二段的第五句。第五句在第三题这个地方，为什么我们答案要选 A 要花钱呢？因为文意的关键又在它后面那一句。后面那一句第六句 The economy 经济上呢，其实岛上很大的一个程度都是仰赖在游客们的 generosity， 就是慷慨的花钱。所以呢，其中最棒的一个就是要靠这种观光的收入，这个岛上的经济才能够维持下去。所以第三题答案要选 A spending money。 但是接下来的第七句也很重要哦， Note though， 但是要特别注意，大部分的咖啡厅呢都是季节性的营业，而且也没有什么真正的大型的餐厅了。除此之外，只有在仁斗田这个港口城市才能够找到唯一的大型商店。我们接下来看一下后面第八句，第二段第八句，也就是第四题的这个地方。当然在这里的转成词语是因为上下文的关系。我们在第四句的前面，第四题前面这个第七句呢，我们已经提到了这个咖啡厅通常都季节性的，然后也没什么真正的餐厅，所以后面呢真正的一个大型商店也只有在哪里找得到。那它都是讲一些岛上比较不方便的地方，所以在列举的时候，我们会在第四题选A， 除此之外。不过特别注意一下这一句，它是一个倒装句哦，因为我们看到逗点之后的 only in Nitoda only 放句首就会形成倒装，所以我们在后面看到助动词 can 先于主词的 visitors 才接动词的 find。好，那当然接下来我们到了第三段的时候，这个最后一题啊，其实真正解题的关键是整句话当中中间的逗点之后是 and don't do something， 所以它其实就是我们国中的一个句型， do something and do something， do something 逗点 or do something，要做某事哦，否则就怎样，或者是做某事然后就可以如何如何，其实它是一个祈使句的句型。所以第五题答案应该选 D check out， 你可以好好的看一下，亲自的去看。好，以上是我们今天的内容，我是安娜，我们下次见。
That's all for today, guys. We hope you enjoyed our travel unit. And if you get a chance, check out Cat Island, which is located on the island of Tashirojima off the east coast of Japan. For English Digest, I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Jacob. Bye-bye.